Welcome back to Salt City FC, another edition of the soccer podcast of the great state of Utah, bringing you all the news of the beautiful game on the Wasatch Front, whether that's professionally at the youth level or in this case at the college level, because it's NCAA Tournament season. And I'm joined today by not my usual rotating band of co-hosts, but by two stars of the NCAA Tournament bound BYU women's soccer team, Big 12 tournament champs, thanks to this one sitting here to my right, and also a little bit of this other one who's also sitting to my right, just a little bit closer from the right. Ellie Walbruch Lucy Kesler joining me. We're going to talk a little bit of Cougar footy, a little bit Big 12 title with BYU's leading goal scorer, 16 goals on the season. That's Ellie Walbruch, of course. A name that you've probably heard a lot of. She's been in the headlines all over the place, all Big 12 honors, yada, yada, yada. Turned Big 12 tournament, most outstanding offensive player. You guys should probably know a little bit about Lucy Kesler's name as well. Just as important on this team. Her numbers are a little bit different, but her role at that 6 is just remarkably important. And ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us, John.
All right, girls, let's get started because you're pretty fresh off the plane, just a couple days removed from a week-long trip to Texas, where, Ellie, I'm going to start with you. You went off down at TCU and at Baylor in the Big 12 tournament final. 5 goals in 3 postseason matches, including the only goal, the go-ahead goal, the game-winning goal in a 1-0 win over Baylor. Maybe we'll talk about Chelsea Peterson a little bit, getting that shutout as well. We'll let Lucy talk about that. But Ellie, what happened last week? What got into you? I mean, and whatever got into you, can we get the secret recipe to the Wheaties that you ate?
Oh my gosh, whatever. Honestly, I just played my game. I feel like nothing really changed. Like I did my same routine I've always done. So I think just having that confidence going into the Big 12 tournament with kind of something to prove for individually, but also for BYU as a whole and as a team. I think we just played the best soccer we've played all year. And for me, I feel like I played the best soccer. So I feel like we just are peaking at the right time, and just having everyone believe in each other and have confidence in each other has been huge for this team, especially in the Big 12 tournament. So yeah, I'm just grateful to put those goals in when I did, and all credit to my team. I mean, I think for me too, I've worked really hard to kind of improve those shots, and especially coming back from ACL, like we've done those shots. Lucy knows every Sunday with my dad, with Lucy, with my little sister. So yeah, just practice makes perfect, and just glad I could get the points to help us win.
All right, Ellie, that was way too humble. I'm not going to lie. That was way, way, way too humble. So, Lucy, I'm going to ask you a similar question. When you were watching your cousin, when you were watching Ellie just put in banger after banger, I think you assisted or second assisted on a couple of those goals. How was it? Just what was it like kind of watching her go off a little bit? And she says do her role, so I guess do her role pretty well.
Well, I think coming in my freshman year and not getting to play with Ellie because of her injury, I think it was super hard to watch her kind of have to sit on the sideline, but she was right by our side every second of the way. And then I think going into this season, I especially was so excited getting to play with a cousin, a family member. And I think it's just been so awesome to watch Ellie just progressively get back into her game throughout this season. You know, she scored those 5 goals in the Big 12 tournament, but she's also been killing it in the regular season. So when we got to Big 12 and she started scoring these goals, I mean, if you watch my reaction, like when she scored against Kansas, I throw my hands on my head. Like, I'm like, is this real? And so I think, you see Ellie on the big screen, but it's also like, I don't feel like a lot of people see what the work she puts in behind the scenes. And like she said, she's constantly working with her dad, shooting nonstop. And so I think in the Big 12 tournament, all that practice kind of came into play for her. So, I mean, not only me, but I think our whole team was just super proud of her. And I mean, we're lucky that we have such an awesome goal scorer on our team. So I think we were super lucky, and she just killed it.
5 goals in 3 postseason matches. 12 goals in the last 10 for those who are counting. Everybody knows I'm not because I'm bad at math. I believe it's 16 goals on the season for Miss Walbruch. So we'll give her a quick little round of applause, I guess, on that one. She is the leading goal scorer, one of the top goal scorers in the Big 12 Conference. And now one of the hotter goal scorers going into the NCAA tournament. You guys did not have to sweat out Selection Monday this time. You knew you were in. It was a matter of seeding. It was a matter of seeing who you were going to play after winning the Big 12 soccer tournament. And it turns out this Friday night, you guys are going to be hosting a very familiar opponent, in-state rival Utah State. You guys have already played them once this year. You play them pretty much every year. I'm not going to lie, they've kind of had your number a couple times the last few seasons. Shout out to Manny Martins and what the Aggies are doing up in Logan. Walk me through, either one of you, whichever one of you wants to kind of go through this. Walk me through kind of what that selection show was like, and just sort of your reaction to seeing your name pop up on the bracket, and then Utah State right under you.
Yeah, I can go. I think going into the selection show, we were all super hyped. I mean, coming off the Big 12 win and our first conference win, like we did that for Jen. So everyone was really excited and pumped just to see our name on the board because we knew we were going to get in no matter what. So I think we were just all antsy. We were like, what seed are we going to get? There's all these projections out that we're going to play Utah Valley and all this kind of thing. So we just went in there with like, we can play anyone. And obviously it came out to be Utah State, and credit to Utah State, familiar faces. I mean, Taylor Rath, me and Lucy both played with her in Utah United. Same with Kaylee Chambers and Tess Wirtz Holy. And so just familiar faces, and they're very well coached. Manny is a great coach, and just we're really excited to play them. Like you said, they have had our number, but we played them this season, and I feel like we're just a better team than we were in the beginning of the season. So, and I feel like they are too. So it's going to be a great match, and just really excited to play at Southfield one more time because the last time we played, we didn't play to the best of our ability. So just really excited and blessed to have another game under us. And just it's going to be a great matchup for sure.
Yeah, Lucy, let's follow up a little bit on something that Ellie wrapped up with there. How important was it for you girls to be able to get another match on Southfield after the way you ended the regular season, to be able to go back in front of your home fans and maybe leave a different message than the last time you guys, the last one that you guys left out there this season?
Yeah, I mean, any chance that we get to play on Southfield, I think is super special. And so I feel like this is kind of a second chance for us to be like, okay, we're going to leave our mark before we head out and play other places for the NCAA tournament. So being able to step on Southfield on Friday and just give it our all and, come out with that win, I think is just going to propel us even farther into the NCAA tournament.
Lucy, what's it like playing for, this isn't hyperbole, the greatest head coach that BYU women's soccer has ever had in the NCAA Division I era? I say that a little bit tongue-in-cheek because Jen Rockwood is literally the only head coach BYU's had in the NCAA Division I era. 3 decades of experience. I mean, almost 500 wins, 20-something NCAA tournament bids, a whole bunch of third-round appearances, College Cup appearances for 2 of the last 5 years. I mean, just like her resume is pretty impressive. What's it like playing for her, though?
I mean, Jen, like you said, is just, she's unreal. She's awesome. And I mean, I've dreamed of playing for Jen since I can remember. So I just think having her as a head coach is so special. She seriously cares about each and every one of us individually, and she, wants us to be at our best, and she expects us to be at our best. And so I think that's what really helps our team come together and play well. And, she's always looking for opportunities to grow, to improve our team. She gets to know each and every one of us, and she meets with us all the time. What can I do better? What can you do better? And so I think a coach that really just communicates and helps each player do the best in their role is what really brings the team together. And I think Jen's been able to do that not only this season, but in seasons past.
And then not only playing for a head coach like Jen Rockwood, Ellie, but to be able to represent BYU, you've spoken about how special that is for you, how special it is to be able to play in front of friends and family. Half the city of Highland, I think, is at Southfield when you guys play. And in large part, that's because of the two of you. This was the real reason I wanted to get you guys kind of here and on record. Not nearly enough people are talking about the fact that 2 of the best players on this BYU women's soccer team two of the starters certainly are also cousins. You train together, you work out together. You've been doing that for years and years. How special is it to be able to share this season with your cousin, Lucy, man in the midfield, while you're up top just banging in goals?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's so special, especially to represent BYU, but also to represent the Freeze family. I mean, our moms are sisters, and they've been into an athletic family, and I mean, they're competitors as well. So just to be able to play with Luce and have our whole family at each game, just means so much. And I think me and Luce are like, we've grown so much together. We train, like I said, we train every Sunday together with my dad, with Kyle, with Avery, with Jill sometimes. But it's so amazing to like represent our family, but also represent BYU. And I feel like not a lot of people know that we are cousins, and it's just so fun to play with each other. And I feel like we've grown so much. We've grown so close in the matter of the last 2 years we've been here. So it's been a blast, and I just can't wait for the rest of this year and the following year to play with her and keep representing our family.
Lucy, we know a little bit athletically of what BYU is to the Walbruch clan. Ellie, obviously, on the women's soccer team. Her brother Kyle plays for the men's club team. They're on campus as well. I think you've also got another sister that just barely got to campus in the Walbruchs. The Keslers are also very deeply invested in BYU. I see you all the time on social media. You're with various sisters here and there, obviously your cousin and that kind of thing. What does BYU mean to the Kesler clan, the Freeze clan, the Walbruchs, kind of that whole group?
Yeah. Well, I think for my family, obviously neither of my parents and neither of Ellie's parents went to BYU, but um, our mom's dad, he came to BYU, and then our grandma, and they met here, and he converted to the church. And so I think kind of that big position BYU holds in our family is super big. And then obviously it's close to home, so any chance that you can represent a big school that's 30 minutes from your hometown is going to be super super special. And so I think just having me and Ellie there, as well as, I have an older sister here at BYU, and then all of Ellie's siblings, is just super, super important and so special that our family gets to be so close and support us, and also just like root for anything BYU, whether it's our team or it's a different sports team. So I think, all the Walbruchs and all the Kesslers definitely bleed blue for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of blue in those stands from the Walbruchs and the Kesslers, the Freeze clan. I'll call you guys.
Shout out Bill Freeze. Hey, let's shout out Bill Freeze, huge BYU fan. I mean, he's our biggest. He's probably me and Lucy's biggest fan. I mean, he calls us after games. Probably has the same conversation to both of us, but calls us differently. So, just want to shout him out. He's a true fan, and we love him so much. He's one of our biggest supporters. So.
Yeah, no, for real. It really is. It's all about the Freeze. Shout out the Walbruch, shout out the Kesslers, but it's all about the Freeze. We know how it rolls around here. Ladies, let's wrap up a little bit on actually, no, because Lucy, I did want to bring this up. It's been about a year, and I think we maybe talked a little bit about this, but probably not fully. It's been a banger of a sophomore season for you. And a sophomore year that really should be your freshman year. Technically, you reclassified coming out of high school, came in as a 17-year-old, fresh-faced, first-time starter. I think got a goal or an assist in like your first start or something like that, but that's neither here nor there. Right. But how comfortable do you feel on this team and in your role, having come in a little bit early and just sort of jumping into the deep end in college soccer to where you could sort of ride that to starting every game that you were available this year, I guess?
I think it's kind of crazy because last year, obviously, I was a freshman and I was new. And because of how young our team is, like this year has basically been like I'm kind of the older one. And so I think kind of being able to get that year under my belt of just like learning and gaining that experience, learning from my coaches, learning from my older teammates was super, super helpful. And me being able to do that for my teammates this year. And so obviously it was a little nerve wracking, but I came in with full confidence that, if you do the work, if you put your head down and just get things done, that things will happen for you. And so, obviously I had the awesome opportunity of being able to start once we started Big 12 play. And I think I just took that I just, grabbed the reins of it. And I was like, yeah, we're going to run with it. And I feel like me being able to just like hold down the middle, be able to have a strong voice, big leadership just really helps, my younger teammates. We have so many freshmen this year. So being able to help my freshmen as well as just, really create a strong sense of leadership with our older girls as well. So I think being able to get that year under my belt earlier has been super helpful in having a successful sophomore season.
Ellie, the nature of your position is defined by a lot of numbers. We went through the goal scoring numbers and everything like that. Lucy's position, not so much. So I'll run through a couple, 2 goals and 3 assists this year, 25 shots, 19 starts and 19 games played. How would you describe just the impact that your cousin has on this team, I guess, playing in that kind of defensive midfield, holding midfield position?
Yeah, I mean, her role is huge, and I feel like you can just tell a difference when she's there, when she's not. Like when we were missing her, when she had the opportunity to go to the U.S. national camp. I mean, missing her was a big loss for us. I feel like just her presence, her leadership, her voice. And I mean, I call her a firefighter because she's always extinguishing things in the midfield. So if they get an attack, she's always there and stopping it. So I think just she's so important for this team. And like she said, like her leadership, even though she is a sophomore, like she acts like she is a senior or a junior, an upperclassman. So just having her there and having her ability to be such a great example to the younger classmen and also being such an example to me. I mean, I learn from her every single day. So just having her in the midfield, like just even her presence, even if she doesn't have her best game, like her presence just there is so huge for this team. And I mean, you've seen it through her freshman year, her sophomore year. She's been a big, big part of this team and our success. So just super thankful that we have such a good 6 in there. And also my cousin.
Cousins, ballers, firefighters, apparently. I had no idea, but firefighters as well.
She's me out,
Yeah, that's right. Ellie Walbruch, Lucy Kesler. Let's wrap up on this. Friday night, 6 p.m. The NCAA tournament starts in earnest. BYU, Utah State, Southfield. Get your tickets. BYUtickets.com right now has them. I think they're also on SeatGeek. If you want to try the secondary market, good luck. But you can go ahead and try them if you want. But check out BYUtickets.com for tickets over there. Let's end on this, both of you. Give me your pitch to BYU fans why they should come out this Friday night at 6 p.m. For some NCAA tournament game between BYU and Utah State.
I mean, we're on a high. We just came off winning the Big 12 championship. I feel like we've been playing our best soccer of the whole year. And like I said, we're peaking at the right time. So I feel like our best soccer is still ahead of us. Obviously, it's a rivalry match. But, the Royal Blue is always better than the Navy Blue. So let's freaking go. Everyone pull up. And we got some goals. And we're just really excited to play one more game on South before the real thing happens. So pull up. We love you guys.
All I got to say is there's no experience that compares to Southfield. So if you want a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, come and watch the Big 12 champs play the first round of NCAA. And after that, keep supporting us as we go throughout the tournament. So we love our Coug fans. Everyone should show up, pull out. Let's make it a sold-out stadium.
Ellie Walbruch, Lucy Kesler, teammates, stars of the BYU women's soccer team, also cousins. Shout out to the Freeze Clan. Thanks so much for joining me, ladies. And show up, pull up this Friday, 6 p.m. BYU Utah State in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Rockin' Royal.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks for having us.
Know you with me. Let's get it, baby. Rockin' Royal. Rockin' Navy. Know you with me. Let's get it, baby. We going long like a cougar tail. Defense hitting hard like some seashells. Getting to the green, I ain't talking kale. Boy, that team up north, man, but oh well. We getting jiggy with that boy Cosmo. We granting kids wishes like that boy Cosmo. They steady hate.